check, and that's a go. Hello and welcome to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion out for the very first time in Sri Lanka. Manchester United did take on Southampton last night, and once again disappointed. Not a loss, but definitely a draw seems to be like a loss as well. So disappointment once again. Manchester United won. Southampton won once again. A good first half performance. Couldn't capitalize on that in the second half. The funny thing is, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we Manchester United did get that nickname saying second half FC, and now under Ralph Rangnick it's first half FC. Does that mean under the next manager we are going to be pre-match FC? We really don't know about what's going about on with Manchester United. To be honest, I don't want to be wasting my time talking about these matches. One thing I've got to tell you, a few things I'll tell you is that any of those players out there don't deserve to call themselves Manchester United players. They don't deserve to have that badge on their chest. They don't deserve to wear that jersey at all. Marcus Rashford has been feeding kids. He's got to feed himself. He's been in poor form. Never deserved to start that match. Harry Maguire did not deserve to start that match. Arsenal have one game in hand and they are 1 point away from us. Spurs have 3 games in hand and they're just 3 points away from us. I think with today's game, it's 2 games in hand and they are still 3 points below us, which seem to be very possible for them. And is the top 4 position, 4th position is what we all, which we always achieve as well. So is that now fading away? Are we starting to be more of a top 6 club than a top 4 club? I'll tell you what, if you don't qualify for Champions League, if you don't get the top 4 tomorrow, if you don't get top 4 this season, we are losing Edinson Cavani definitely. We are very likely to lose Anthony Martial. We might lose Donny van de Beek. Jesse Lingard is definitely leaving. And who else? Van de Beek, I did mention him as well. Who else is on loan? Van de Beek and Martial. Yes, those 2 players might leave. So I told Edinson Cavani might leave. Yes, Pogba is definitely leaving as well. Jesse Lingard is leaving. So that's 6 players leaving. And if we don't get Champions League, we might even lose Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's 7 players we are losing in one season. We've got to rebuild the rebuild. And the thing is, without Champions League football, are we actually going to attract players? If we are, the only player we attract for £80 million without Champions League football was Harry Maguire, our captain. And what a shambles of a performance did he put up on that field, wearing that captain's armband, calling himself the Manchester United captain. Disgusted by him, disgusted by the 11 players on the field, disgusted by that performance. These players have no passion, they have no drive in them, they're really not playing for the team. I really don't know what they're actually playing for. It's a team full of social media freaks who are more worried about their PR status than their performance on the field. If you did watch the pundits talk as well, Paul Scholes too had a go, and we finally had someone speak a little sense in Paul Scholes. I don't want to go on with the match. Honestly, I'm disgusted. I've got my vacation from school and I finally thought, yes, I finally can watch matches late night without any inconvenience since I don't have school the next day. But to be honest, I would better off be going to school rather than staying awake until 3:30 a.m. in the morning and watching Manchester United bottle matches against the likes of Middlesbrough, Southampton, and Aston. Who was it we played before that? Was it Aston Villa? I'm not quite sure. I can't remember. So yes, I'm honestly disgusted. I will not go on further on the match. I think just like me, each and every one of you out there are disgusted as well. It's just a waste of time. You start your weekend off hoping Manchester United will put some good performance. We've gone from second half FC to first half FC and seems to be that we'll be pre-match FC by the start of next season. It's disgusting to be honest. I'll go with the starting lineup to you. So it's David De Gea in goal as usual. Diogo Dalot, Harry Maguire, Rafael Varane and Jadon Sancho. In fact, Luke Shaw in that defense, Scott McTominay, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in the midfield, Sancho, Ronaldo and Rashford starting up front. We've also got Elanga and Lingard as our substitutes, and let's start off with our first player. And before I do start off with the player ratings, if you are new here and if you have tuned in, if you are new here, do give us a subscribe, smash a like on the video, and do share this video as well. And also, if you are new here, do go follow us on Instagram at the United.forum. The links in description as well. You can go head out to the description. We've got a few links there as well. Hit those links and you can start off. So let me just move this safer now. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What did I do? Get this safe. There we go. Get a few players on screen. Player ratings. And to start off with David De Gea. There we go. That is David De Gea on screen for you. The number one goalkeeper for me. I thought he had a decent performance yesterday. I really don't think he could have done anything much with the goal we conceded. It was a superb finish by Shea Adams. That goal we conceded, I think the fault is with our defense there. I think Rafael Varane should have committed to a tackle instead of standing off there. Not exactly quite sure what happened there, but it was a good finish by Shea Adams. I really don't think David De Gea could have done much. Then that is why I've given David De Gea a 6. Now, this is my rating, this is my opinion, my view on the performance and the players, my view on the performance and the ratings. Just another fan like you guys all over the world. Do send in your ratings, your opinions, anything you've got on the live chat as well. It is you that keeps this show running. It is your channel, so do send in your view on everything you've got on that live chat. And yes, let's enjoy the show. So moving on from David De Gea, I've given him a 6. To let me know what your ratings are as well. And from David De Gea, we move on to our first defender, a fullback, Diogo Dalot. Now, Diogo Dalot is actually a decent defender. He is a decent right back, an upgrade on Aaron Wan-Bissaka offensive output wise, I would say. But the thing with Diogo Dalot is that when Rashford plays on the right, that link up between that chemistry Rashford has with Sancho that you see when Rashford plays on the left is not there with Rashford and Dalot when Rashford plays on the right. And that is one reason why I think Jadon Sancho should be playing on the right. I believe that Jadon Sancho can have a better relationship, better chemistry with Diogo Dalot, and they could link up really well, because I think Diogo Dalot is that kind of player who would have a good chemistry with Jadon Sancho as well, instead of a player like Rashford. I think Rashford fits more on the left. He looks more of a player on the left, but definitely Rashford did not deserve to start yesterday. That aside, Diogo Dalot's performance yesterday was decent. I thought his best cross yesterday was on the second half on the left foot and not on the right foot. I think he's played defensively too. I think we know that Diogo Dalot is suspect defensively, but I think he is not getting enough support from Rashford on the right defensively as well, because Rashford does not track back. That is one thing you don't get with Rashford. He does not track back. He just jogs, which pisses me off, to be honest, because I thought a goal we conceded should have been, in fact, not a goal we conceded, somewhere where a chance was created by Southampton should have been stopped. A few chances Southampton created should have been stopped had Rashford tracked back as well. We don't get that from Rashford. Rashford never deserved to start yesterday. I'll talk about that later on. But Diogo Dalot for me yesterday had an okay game and average game, and that is why I've given him a 6. 6 is average, 6 and above is above average, 6 and below is a performance below average. So do send in your ratings on the live chat, opinions, comments, anything you've got on the live chat, and let's enjoy this show. And moving on from Diogo Dalot, we have Rafael Varane. Now, apart from all the other players, I thought Rafael Varane was one of the best players yesterday. Apart from that goal we conceded, he should have done quite better. I thought it's a little difficult, I know, but I really think he should have committed to the tackle, or he should have stayed back and waited for that player to move a bit forward. I thought he too had a decent game. I wouldn't say it was above average, neither would I say it was below average. I would say it's an average game as well, and that is why I've given Rafael Varane a 6 as well. Now, I know that I usually go on with the game. I give my opinion on the game usually before I start off with the ratings, and I really don't want to go on with this game. I don't want to give you my opinion because I'm disgusted. Like I told you, I'm disgusted with the performance from Manchester United in the past couple of weeks. It was against Middlesbrough, and the week before this, I think it was against, not quite sure who it was, but it was against someone as well. And then last night against Southampton. In fact, before Southampton, we did play against Burnley. Yes, that was the result. We drew again as well. Burnley, bottom of the table, struggling, and we bottled that result as well. And now against Southampton, which was struggling early on, and comparing quality in squad, we've got way better quality, and once again we've bottled it as well. And there was once I think it was this season or last season, once upon a time, I looked at Manchester United's bench, and I actually did think, well, that bench looks way better than our starting 11. And the last couple of weeks, I've been looking at our bench, and we have not got any quality in there. We've got Jesse Lingard. We don't have Donny van de Beek as well, do we? We have Juan Mata. We have Hannibal Mejbri who made it to the bench. We've got Edinson Cavani who unfortunately did not make the bench as well. No Fred, no Alex Telles. It's Phil Jones, Lindelof, Eric Bailey. And we've really got no quality at all there. One injury to a player like Sancho or Rashford makes a difference anyway. An injury to a player like Ronaldo, Rashford, Pogba, Bruno, and we are screwed. Because if Pogba does get injured, yes, we do have Fred, but if Bruno does get injured, we have Hannibal Mejbri, who has not even started in that first team yet as well, and has only played about 4 to 5 minutes, or even less, I guess. And let's move on to the next player, Harry Maguire, our captain, who has that armband and plays as a Manchester United player, definitely does not deserve to be called as the captain of Manchester United. I don't want to give you my comments. I'm disgusted once again. I'm telling you, horrible. I'm really not quite sure why he's being given the captain's armband as well, because if you are the captain of a team now, and if you don't perform well, you really can't put the blame on the other players, can you? Because when you are the captain of the team, you should be performing consistently no matter how the rest of the players are performing. And if you are the captain and if you do perform well, the other players are going to follow you. But that's not the case with Harry Maguire. His performances have been terrible. He let Jay Rodriguez pass him, and yesterday too, I saw there was some player who went past him. It was the guy from Chelsea who is on loan. What was his name? Broya, if I'm not wrong, Amanda Broya, who is on loan at Southampton from Chelsea, went past Harry Maguire like he was going past a player from the under 18s. I tell you what, a player from the under 18, a defender from the under 18s would have done better than Harry Maguire in that team, to be honest. You could have got Ethan Laird, be Tiden Menke, or anyone else from that under 18 team, and they would have done better than Harry Maguire. The job Harry Maguire is doing right now is just filling up that 11-man squad. We've got 10 players, we need 11th man. Who is it going to be? The only option we've got is Harry Maguire. Does not deserve to start, does not deserve to put on that Manchester United jersey, and neither does he deserve to be that captain. I think Lindelof definitely deserves to start over here. I'm not quite sure what is happening at that club. Is it Ralph Rangnick picking him up in the starting 11? Is it the board that is picking him up in that starting 11, or is he forcing the selectors to get him into that starting 11? Not quite sure what's going on, what's happening in there, but definitely does not deserve to be a part of that 15-man squad at least. And I thought it was not the best of performances once again, and I've given him a 5. As the Manchester United captain, you've got to be performing better. You've got to be demanding for performances from the other players. But it's the opposite that's happening. Players are demanding performances from Harry Maguire, who is the captain of Manchester United, which is a shame to say as well. So let's move on from Harry Maguire to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, I thought, had a decent game in the first half as well. I thought he had a very decent game. Second half, he was not quite there, and just not enough. Just not enough. And that is why I'm going to give Luke Shaw a 5.5. A 5.5, so I'll round it off to the closest whole number, and that is why I've gone with a 6. Mind you, my rating is a 5.5. Rounded it off to the closest whole number, it's gone to a 6. Let's move from Luke Shaw to our midfield, starting with Scott McTominay. A yellow card early on, not the best of performances, playing outside his position as well, out of position. Uh, Definitely, Manchester United need a defensive midfielder as soon as possible. I mean, I hope and pray one of the best defensive midfielders gets out of contract so we can sign him, maybe even a Joshua Kimmich. But why would a player like Kimmich come into a team like Manchester United? That is the question. Considering his performances that I thought was not good enough, not at least average, and that is why I've given him a 5. Now, in fact, a 5, not a 4. So, to give me a minute, I've got to connect my charger here. My battery is a little down. So, give me a minute, I'll be back fast. Okay, I'll be back fast. Get that charger off. Sorry about that, really not professional of me to do that. Did not realize that my charger was not with me and the battery had gone down. Thank you for waiting on. So let's move on from Scott McTominay to Pogba. Panting a bit as well. Oh, had a sprint, 100-meter sprint, faster than Usain Bolt there. We've got Paul Pogba on screen. There you go, ice in his veins. Definitely, I thought he was the best player in the first half, along with Bruno Fernandes. Why is now, you can't be asking reasons for why players are performing well on the pitch. They have to give their 100%, definitely. But one reason I think Paul Pogba is playing so well right now is to get those eyes on him uh, from the other clubs as well, because he is looking for a move at the end of this season. And I think it will be a Real Madrid if it has to be. He won't be definitely going to Barcelona. PSG seems to be a possibility as well. He does have a dream to play for Real Madrid. He's definitely not signing that contract for Manchester United because he is a player who is in his primes right now and he needs to win titles for himself. That's what he wants as well. And I think Real Madrid will be the place for him because they seem to be gathering a good team around as well with they don't have the best of, yes, they are Real Madrid, but I wouldn't say they have the best of players right now comparing to the players they've had. Yes, they have a decent squad, but I think by next season Real Madrid would have one of the best squads as well because they seem to be attracting Kylian Mbappe there as well. Haaland is being linked there, and Pogba, if Pogba does join that midfield, it's going to be the team to beat as well. So he's definitely not signing that contract for Manchester United. And one reason he's starting to put up those performances right now is to get those eyes on him, to get that attention on him, so he could sign that big deal. And if he does sign that contract for Manchester United, to be honest, I would be surprised. I would stand on my head. Mind you that, I'm telling you that, I'll stand on my head on camera if he does sign that new contract for Manchester United, because and if we do have to sign him, it would have to be the most expensive player at Manchester United. In fact, considering wages, I thought he was one of the best players on pitch, one of the best in the first half. In fact, second half the performance was not as good as the performance in the first half. But you don't judge a football match, a soccer game, from one half. You judge a game on two halves. I would love to give him a 7. Second half he was just not there, the whole team was not there, in fact. And I think it's a 6.5 for me. I would say 6.5. I would say 7. Let's give Pogba 7. He has been quite decent, wasn't he? He was quite decent last night, and even the commentators emphasized on that as well. So I'll stick with a 7, and there you go. That is my rating for Paul Pogba. Now, do send in your ratings on the live chat as well. You send in your comments, anything you've got Manchester United related on the live chat. Now, since we have a let's just move that there. Perfect, better. Let's just take it off. Do you need that? Nah. So let's move from Paul Pogba to Bruno Fernandes. I think along with Paul Pogba, the best player we had on pitch was Bruno Fernandes. I think the switch to the switch in formation from a 4-2-2-2 to a 4-3-3 has really helped Bruno Fernandes as well. He finally gets to play that free role. And it's not just offensively that he is helping the team right now. I see him working quite hard and working quite a lot defensively as well. He's tracking back way more than Marcus Rashford. And defensively did do a decent job considering his position and the role he has to play. So I thought he was one of the best players along with Paul Pogba. Once again, he was only there in that first half. In that second half, the impact he had on that first half for Manchester United was not there in the second half. Was it just Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba? Did Paul Pogba not performing in that second half? Or was it that because the whole tempo of that team went down in the second half, these players couldn't give their full potential? That is the question. I thought his performances was decent as well. I'll give Bruno Fernandes a 6.5. Now, a 6.5 is what my rating is. I'll stick to the closest whole number, and that is why I've put a 7 on screen. Mind you, my rating is a 6.5. Rounding that off with the closest whole number, I've given him a 7. And let's move on from that. From Bruno Fernandes, we move on to upward forward line. To start off with Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford does not deserve to be starting that game. Listen, he is a homegrown talent, Marcus Rashford, loved by most Manchester United fans as well. The performances he's putting up right now, I'll tell you what, he just doesn't make himself deserve to wear that jersey. I know he's worked tirelessly, but you are playing for Manchester United, and when you play for Manchester United, nothing and no one is bigger than the club. Be it Marcus Rashford, be it Cristiano Ronaldo. If you don't perform consistently, you have to be dropped. Marcus Rashford did not deserve to start yesterday. He did not deserve to put on that jersey for me. The way he's performing, he did not deserve. Yes, I know he got an assist, but that was not enough. The performance throughout the whole game, throughout the 90 minutes, was just not good. And I'll tell you what, he's been feeding kids. He's got to feed himself now to get back into form. I respect the man, a gentleman off field, a gentleman on field. But right now, what matters to us is the performances these players put on field, and not the performances or the drama they put on their social media pages for me. I respect Marcus Rashford. He has all my respect as a human, but I need performances on the field. Performances on the field is what I'm looking for, and he has not been up to that mark. He has not been Marcus Rashford. He has not been a player who should be playing for Manchester United. And as much as it hurts to give this, I have to give Marcus Rashford a 5. I've got to be fair with him. I know he is a homegrown talent as well, but I've got to be fair with him. I respect him. I keep telling you, I respect this guy. A superb individual out on field and outside field, out the field as well. But just hasn't been performing this season. Is it the injury? I'm not quite sure. Is he mentally going through something? He did break up with his girlfriend a few months back, if I'm not wrong. They are back together, so that can't be a problem. Is something going on? Because he doesn't seem to be the Marcus Rashford we knew. He doesn't seem to be the Marcus Rashford the Manchester lads knew. He doesn't seem to be the Marcus Rashford Manchester United knew. It needs to change, and the change needs to come real fast. I think he's got to switch that haircut as well. Maybe that will help. You never know. I'm not quite sure what's going on with him, but he needs to come back if he needs to be performing. If he needs to be picked in that starting 11, he does not deserve to start that game. Anthony Elanka played a very good role the past few games. He deserves to start. Cristiano Ronaldo, I would say the first 30 minutes, he was okay. He was playing quite well. And once again, even after that, he was a lost boy on the field with no service, I would say. And just not there for us, just not the Cristiano Ronaldo we all know. Is it Manchester United? Is it him aging? I think it is Manchester United, because I think, if Cristiano Ronaldo was in a team like Manchester City, he would have at least 20 goals to his name. He would definitely score at least 30 to 35 goals this season. That's what a player of his caliber could do in a proper structured team. And if he don't get top four, he's definitely, I think he has a huge chance to leave Manchester United. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got nothing to lose. He's here to win. He's here to play the Champions League. He is called Mr. Champions League for a reason as well. And if he don't get top four, I'm afraid he will leave. And then we don't have an Vincent Cavani, we don't have Cristiano Ronaldo, we don't have Anthony Martial, we don't have Mason Greenwood, and we have no strikers at all. We would call a rebuilding team, and now the situation seems to be we have to rebuild the rebuild from scratch. And things don't seem to be good for Manchester United. And in the middle of that, the manager that seems to be linked to Manchester United is Mauricio Pochettino. Mind you, Pochettino is at PSG, a team full of superstars, and is still bottling simple games. And at the moment, PSG doesn't seem to be like winning the Champions League as well. PSG fans themselves call them a team with zero tactics, zero managers, zero players, just vibes. If PSG fans themselves are calling Mauricio Pochettino's team as such, what difference does it make at Manchester United? Because PSG is a team full of egos, and so is Manchester United. PSG has high demands, so is Manchester United. In fact, Manchester United has higher demands. It's just that these demands have been set low because of the Glazers. Manchester United is a bigger club than PSG. If Mauricio Pochettino can't handle PSG, can he handle Manchester United? I'm not quite sure. He is not the manager for me. I thought maybe 3 years back, 6 years back, maybe it should have been him after Jose Mourinho. Maybe instead of Jose Mourinho, should have got him as well. I'm not quite sure, but it's just too late for him to come into the squad. I think we need the next big manager, maybe a Luis Enrique after that Spanish job. I mean, we are Manchester United. We should, be able to attract any manager. But I read something Zlatan Ibrahimovic said recently on his biography as well, and I thought it was very true. He said something in the words that Manchester United seemed to be a very big club outside, but after I went there, it seemed to be a small club with a very small mentality, and I thought that is a very true. And that is why Manchester United are not succeeding. I'm not quite sure what is going on, honestly. I am frustrated, me, because we give our heart and soul into this team. Our week, our weekend, our moods, our joy, everything depends on the performance of this team. Everything depends on Manchester United. I mean, they come out with performances like this. It's a horrible feeling. You can't just put it into words, mate. And I really don't want to keep on talking. Let's stick to the ratings. Ronaldo just not good enough. Is it? I think it was the team that let him down as well, and that is why he's got a 5. Let's move on from Ronaldo to our next forward, and that is Jadon Sancho. Now, out of the two best players, I told Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, they are the best player. In fact, above these two, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, I thought was Jadon Sancho. I think he is now gradually settling into the team as well. He's gradually adopting. His performances have been getting better and better game after game after game. He finally seems to be getting to that Jadon Sancho we all knew, the Jadon Sancho we all saw at Borussia Dortmund, and finally he's starting to hit the ground running. I thought a superb performance, a goal that would boost his confidence as well, and that is why I've given Jadon Sancho a 7. A 7 is what I've given Jadon Sancho. Now let's move on. Do send in your ratings, your opinions on the live chat as well. And now we move on to our substitutes. Start off with Jesse Lingard, really couldn't do anything much, should have been sold. Mason Greenwood's situation couldn't give him the green light to go as well, and that is why, really did not have the time to change the game either. Neither did he put any performances out there, and that is why I've given him a 6. Anthony Elanga, in fact, not Eric Bailey. Anthony Elanga, I thought, should have started the game over Marcus Rashford, but did not. Not quite sure why, but yes, couldn't really do much as well. I thought had he started instead of Rashford, maybe something would have happened, and that is why I've given Anthony Elanga 6. Couldn't do anything much as a substitute. I always give the substitutes a 6. Ralph Rangnick. Now, if it's Ralph Rangnick that has picked that team, sure. I can't get the number on the screen, unfortunately, but yeah, maybe if that's what your rating is, definitely let's stick to that rating for Cristiano Ronaldo 69 as he was. I can't get that on screen. So Ralph Rangnick, I thought if it's him that has picked that starting level, Harry Maguire definitely does not deserve to start that game. He definitely does not deserve to be the captain of Manchester United. I hope and pray that he is not the captain. I thought Ralph Rangnick would have stripped him of captaincy as well. Doesn't seem to be happening. And if it is him that picks this team and not the Glazers or any other influence, Harry Maguire did not deserve to start that game. Neither did Rashford deserve to start that game. Considering substitutes, we did not have enough quality on the bench. We only had Anthony Elanga, Lingard. Apart from that, we had Lindelof, Hannibal Mejbri, who I think was not the right player to bring in at that time to change the game. You need a game changer. He's too young. He's barely started a game, barely had a few minutes on his legs as well. And you really can't blame him on the substitutions. He gave it his all. He went for it. So credit there. But considering Marcus Rashford and Harry Maguire, maybe had we started Elanga and bought Rashford as a substitute, things would have been different. Now you think that way, you actually get that feeling something. There should have been some impact because it is a Marcus Rashford. But he started, he did not deserve to start. His performance was not up there as well. And you've got to blame him because at the end of the day, what we know is that the manager picks the starting 11, and he definitely two players out there did not deserve to start. I thought one of them did cost us a game as well, and yes, that is why I've given Ralph Rangnick a 5. Now, do send in your opinions on this, your ratings on the live chat as well. Keep the show running. And that's pretty much it from the player ratings. I've given you my rating there as well. It's not a 5, it's a 4. There we go. And yeah, that's pretty much it from tonight's show as well. We've been here live for the player ratings and match reactions. I did give you my opinion. Really did not, elaborate much on that game. Disgusted by that performance. Really don't want to elaborate because of that. I think you to fit onto my shoes, and you know how I feel as a Manchester United fan as well. The past few weeks, not good days for us as well. Hope things change really soon. Not quite sure what's going on with that club. Hopefully, I think the only solution to this, whatever is happening, is we get rid of the Glazers, and that's going to be really difficult because people talk about the Glazers not being the reason why we lose games, and it's about the players. Listen, we are at a situation where we don't have a permanent manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have been sacked way before he was sacked, and that would have been done if we had proper owners. And if the Glazers were not the rightful owners, we definitely would have sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer much more earlier. And definitely after that second season, we would have known that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is just not good enough to take Manchester United to that next step for a title winning, for a title challenge. And maybe if we had proper owners, we would have got a better manager. That aside, but definitely Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should have been sacked way before he was sacked. And if we had proper owners, if we had competent owners, Antonio Conte, who is the current Spurs manager, was available, if we had sacked him quite early. That did not happen. And now we have an interim manager who's here till December, and the manager who's linked to us as well is Mauricio Pochettino. We needed a defensive midfielder in January. The Glazers did not get us that. Yes, I know Pochettino is still not the manager of Manchester United, but Pochettino seems to be the Glazer man, doesn't he? Because the other two linked names are Luis Enrique, who's currently in Spain, managing Spain, doesn't seem to be coming to United as well, and I'm definitely sure the Glazers won't give him that money and attract him to Manchester United as well. The other option is Eric Ten Hag, and the other available name is Mauricio Pochettino. Now, when you take Eric Ten Hag and Mauricio Pochettino, who seems to be the Glazer man, who would play puppet for the Glazers? Definitely it won't be Eric Ten Hag, because he did say, if I move into a club, it has to be a club which will back me and give me the freedom to do what I want to do. A club with a proper motive, with a proper aim, with a proper journey. Do Manchester United have that in them? No, they don't. Just Mauricio Pochettino, he says that he wants to manage Manchester United sometime in his life as well, and definitely would play puppet for Glazers as well. And that is why I think, as much as I hate saying it, Mauricio Pochettino might be the next manager. I hate saying it, and I hope and pray. I'll pray that he doesn't. I really don't rate him. I know a few of you out there rate him as well, but I don't, and I've got my reasons. I'm just not the fan like you. I've got my opinions as well. Do send in your opinions on the live chat, on the comment section. Do follow us on our socials. Now, if you are new here, once again, do give us a subscribe, smash a like on the video, and share this video as well. We've got a few improvements coming into the channel as well, and that is pretty much it for tonight's show. You will live tonight at 10 p.m. for the match reaction and player ratings. Until I see you next week for the pre-match press conference Friday at 10 p.m. Have a blessed week and a good night. This is the United Forum.